Gemini, okay, take two. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of things that are asking for you to give it a second chance this month. I tried to do your reading and I was super proud of myself because I cut it off right at 14 minutes and 56 seconds, even with the minor pauses and breaks that I typically take when I'm recording off of my DSLR camera. And I was happy because that is the time constraint that I have right now. Got it done, and it was super powerful, potent energy. I was tapped in like I've never been before for air sign readings. Gemini, you just don't understand. And I get to the part where I'm editing the video and there's no audio because I didn't turn on the microphone settings on my phone. So there's that. And then also, I really hope I'm looking at the right place. I don't know if I'm looking up because I have my phone turned vertically, or if I'm still supposed to look into the eye of the camera lens at the top. So if I look crazy when I'm looking at the screen, no, I'm trying to find where to look. So y'all's video's a little janky coming out the box, but June snapshot, yeah, you are going to be affording people second chances. Let me tell you what came up when I shuffled the cards for you guys the first time. And also, as a sidebar side note, this reading is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Midheaven, and or Venus, but we all have Gemini in our natal charts. If you're unfamiliar with a natal chart is, then I have a link in the description box to the site that I used when I first started my spiritual awakening, and it's free. You just have to input, of course, your date of birth, the city and state that you were born in, and it is best if you do know the time that you were born, as that is the best calculator for what the constellations were looking like at that moment that you were born, what each sign was, what the sun was in, as well as the moon, etc. So look into that if you have interest, but other than that, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, the primary card that came out for the overall energy for the month, well, just as a snapshot, right, was the Three of Wands. So you can perceive this as positive, negative, or neutral. Everybody has a different perception of things as we experience things through just different lenses altogether, and everybody has a very different pain threshold. Everybody has a different tolerance level for certain things. Everybody's stress level is different. Everybody's methods and I guess mediums of expressing themselves creatively, it looks different. So it's just honoring that and understanding that a little bit, because I do have a sense that some people are going to be coming back into your life to apologize for an error that was made. And the clarifying card that came out with the Three of Wands was the Four of Wands, which is why I'm saying that they're coming back, they're on their knees, kind of begging and pleading, but not necessarily so, because this wasn't something that was so detrimental that the bridge should be burned by my perception. Okay, just based off of the energy, this isn't strong enough to destroy a relationship should the foundation have been healthy enough in the first place. So you also have to kind of check in with that, right? If it was already solid to begin with, because if not, the smallest disagreement, the smallest argument will absolutely tear you apart. But seeing that you go incrementally from the Three of Wands energetically into the Four for your snapshot, as far as energy that you can be feeling, then this is, again, small steps forward, right? Taking one step at a time. This is all about forgiving and learning this month, with the three numerologically being an energy as far as cooperation is concerned. It's very helpful energy. This is where you can run into physical guidance counselors, right? Mentors, angels, if you will. Just somebody that needs to guide you into the next step or the next phase of your life that you need to take, right? Or this can just be what you feel within. This is very passionate energy as well. With the Wands, it's very creative. So if you've been working on business ideas, then this is just an overall good month for you. You're in your season. Happy birthday, if I didn't say it already, to all the Geminis that are celebrating now. For those that are more on the Vedic astrology side, you go by the sidereal instead of tropical, then you know it's going to come at a later time for you, but at the very least you can go ahead and start getting accustomed to the energy now, because energy is fluid, right? So, yeah, as far as you perceiving things, if you see this as a bridge that's burned, you're going to kind of have that stubborn heart, and be withholding of love in the month of June with this Three of Wands and the Four of Wands. Okay, because your pride, your ego was bruised a little bit. Maybe they made a smart comment that you didn't appreciate. But again, everybody makes mistakes. But this is somebody asking for you to have mercy on them, if you will. Again, very apologetic. This might be you. This can be if you are already in a corporate type of environment, then this is you meeting with the manager because you made a typographical error, right, in the data analysis or whatever it is that you do with the work that you do, right? So this is having a meeting with them, and this is kind of that verbal warning that doesn't count against you, but it's just like a warning, like, hey, you've breached security in a sense by doing this. You have overlooked something. It was missing some details, just that type of ordeal. And then you coming to an understanding, like, oh, you realize after the fact because you didn't know, but because you didn't take the time to look. Because fire energy can be really impulsive and very quick and very fast, you often act before thinking with this energy. So just be careful with that this month. If you still, if you still take orders from a boss. So yeah, that's what's coming through with this. But whether somebody's confronting you this month or you're having to confront somebody because it just wasn't something that they, again, were consciously aware of, very ignorant in a sense to, or oblivious to the fact that what they did or how they acted would have hurt you, then again, you're going to have to kind of afford that second chance this month. I have like lint flying in my nose. Like, what is going on? But if you deeply care for this person, you know, you can fix it again. It can be reignited. The love can be restored. If somebody's coming from the past to come back into your life because you are a good companion, you were the person that was there supporting them, they understand that now and are apologetic, permitted their transgressions weren't something that would be just atrocious as far as human behavior is concerned, as far as like being abusive in any way, right? If that wasn't the case, or if cheating is something that is a deal breaker for you and that's not why the relationship ended, they just had a bad temper and didn't lash out at you but kind of like shut down, so they were never like emotionally available, that type of thing, but not in a way that's like abusive. They just didn't know how to talk through their problems, so that caused like dissent or whatever, and that caused you guys to break up. Then that type of person is coming back in. Or somebody that just didn't want to embark on that journey of love when you guys ran into each other. It was kind of like wrong timing. They're coming back around the mountain. Like, yeah, you know, we could have, or it could have been done a different way, but not living in the shoulda, coulda, woulda so much, just trying to say that they have learned from that and what they can take to rebuild with you from that experience. Okay? That's what's coming through energetically. And I feel like I articulated that so much better the first time around, but let's not dwell. Try not to harbor onto anything with this energy. That's very important, especially with the Four of Wands, because then you're tapping into, you're going from your house, right, Gemini's house with the threes, into the fourth house, which is Cancer's house. And Cancer can have very brooding energy. They can hold a grudge. So just be very careful with that as well. Don't be so caught up in wanting to do well and wanting to be your best and wanting to achieve and do great things in life that you forget about your family and your friends, that you forget to really enjoy life. Revel in it, you know. Go to those invites. It's usually the invites that you're wanting to turn down. You want to stay in bed and just do nothing. You're not necessarily doing anything productive. You just don't feel it in your spirit to go, right? You make very mood-based decisions. That's usually when you miss out on the greatest opportunity. So if somebody's inviting you somewhere this month, trying to extend an olive branch also, right? Because they can just be inviting you to something social, do go. You can find something really good in that experience and having that moment, okay? So That's what's coming through. Just be careful again with the agitated energy that may come through. It's okay to be passionate, but don't exhaust yourself. You have to figure out in the month of June how to disperse the energy, how to allocate this energy when it comes in, because you're going from air to water, but it's dynamic water, so it can be very emotional, again, mood driven, very sentimental, very sensitive type of energy, from the very free and open and independent and fierce energy to kind of like the more I don't want to say paranoid, but it's a very different energy. And I don't want to say dependent, because it's not coming through like it's toxic, but just wanting more of that closeness and intimacy, like you need things closer to you. I don't know what to call that right now. It escapes me. But yeah, you're changing the tide, so it's having to adjust to that. You may be dealing with a Cancer. You may be dealing with childhood traumas here with the Wands energy, and figuring out how to heal those, so that in the family that you create, you're not recreating the pattern. Okay, you're going to break the cycle, break that generational curse, if you will. Also, just I don't necessarily know where I was going with that. But Spirit is coming through. So maybe you guys are delving a little bit more into the mysticism or mystical side of spirituality in the month. That could work to your benefit, or you're meeting somebody that has those types of attributes. And you learn a great deal from that person. It can very well inspire you. That's just what you need to come out of that writer's block, or to come out of whatever funk you may have felt that you were in the threes, because there's something that's stunted here. But again, you do move into a period of growth, but it's slow growth. It's taking, again, that one step at a time. If you're in something romantic and you're coming back together from a rift that you had, from an argument that you had, it may have been the first argument and it caught you off guard in a sense, something that you wasn't expecting, but it caused you some sort of physical pain. You're just going to have to really learn how to, oh, my camera's about to die. You're going to have to learn how to healthily have conflict resolution in your relationship, to agree to disagree, to find the middle ground here with the fours. This is stable energy, but it takes two on both sides, two pillars on both sides. It takes two to tango also. So be careful, because this is also flirtatious energy. You should be feeling flirtatious and very vivacious and just on your shit and just feeling your best, because it is your birthday season. So I feel like other people need to be blessed with that. Be blessed with your presence this month. You're going on vacations or taking vacations for your birthday, doing things to just treat yourself and find comfort and find joy in the fact that you've made it another year. Should you celebrate birthdays in the first place? Some people don't. But it's all good here. It's nothing but good here. Okay? If this reading did resonate, definitely do give me a thumbs up. Share this with your friends and family. And again, subscribe for more. I do post at least once every month. And I'm available in the meantime to do personal private readings and have a private, more intimate session with you guys should you need it. Starts as low as $10 and then just goes up from there, just depending on what you need. Okay? So there's that, but you can hit me up in my email if you're interested in a reading. Otherwise, hit me up in the comment section. I do want to converse with you guys. And if I just don't speak to you for whatever reason, you just choose not to at this point engage, you're just, again, taking it slow, maybe with me, that's fine. Then I do hope that you just take care of yourself until you hear from me again. All right, so that's what I have for you guys. Ciao.